Stop waiting to be happy. Stop telling yourself that happiness will arrive someday, after everything is fixed, after you have more money, more success, more love, more confidence, or more certainty about your future. That day you keep waiting for may never come in the exact way you imagine. There will always be another goal to reach, another problem to solve, another reason to postpone the joy that is available to you right now. You may have been taught to believe that happiness is a reward. Work hard first, suffer long enough, prove yourself, achieve something important, and then perhaps you will finally deserve to feel good. But happiness is not a prize waiting for you at the end of a difficult road. It is an inner permission. It begins the moment you decide that your life, exactly where it is today, is still worthy of love. You do not have to wait until you are perfect to be kind to yourself. You do not have to wait until your body changes, your bank account grows, your relationships improve, or your dreams come true. You can begin now. You can look at yourself with gentler eyes. You can speak to yourself with patience. You can stop treating this present moment as if it is only a hallway leading to a better life. This is your life. This morning is your life. This breath is your life. The small moments you often ignore are your life. How many beautiful things have you missed because your mind was somewhere else? Perhaps you were waiting for Friday, waiting for a vacation, waiting for someone to love you, waiting for an opportunity, waiting for the pain to disappear. And while you were waiting, life was quietly happening all around you. The sun was rising. Someone was smiling at you. Your heart was still beating. You had another chance to begin again. Happiness does not mean that everything is always easy. You can be happy and still have challenges. You can be grateful and still desire change. You can love your life and still be working to improve it. You do not have to choose between accepting where you are and believing in where you are going. You can do both. Say to yourself, I am willing to find something good in this moment. You do not need to force yourself to feel wonderful every second. Simply become willing. Be willing to notice what is still beautiful. Be willing to believe that life can support you. Be willing to release the habit of searching for everything that is wrong. Your thoughts are like seeds. The thoughts you repeat with love and attention slowly shape the garden of your inner world. If you constantly tell yourself, I will be happy when, you train your mind to live in the future. But the future is always moving. When one desire is fulfilled, another desire quickly appears. If you make happiness dependent on reaching the next destination, you may spend your entire life traveling without ever arriving. Instead, begin saying, I choose happiness now. Say, I allow myself to enjoy this day. Say, I do not need everything to be perfect before I feel peace. These words may seem simple, but repeated with sincerity, they can begin to change the way you see yourself and your life. Perhaps part of you is afraid to be happy because you think something bad will happen afterward. Perhaps you have learned to stay guarded, to expect disappointment, or to withhold joy until you feel completely safe. But no amount of worrying can guarantee a perfect future. You do not protect yourself from pain by refusing to experience happiness. You only deny yourself the comfort and beauty that exist now. Let yourself laugh without asking whether you deserve it. Let yourself rest without feeling guilty. Let yourself enjoy a peaceful moment without immediately searching for what might go wrong. You are allowed to feel good. You are allowed to receive love. You are allowed to enjoy your own company. And if today is difficult, do not use difficulty as proof that happiness has abandoned you. Sometimes happiness is not excitement. Sometimes it is a quiet cup of tea. Sometimes it is taking one deep breath when you wanted to give up. Sometimes it is forgiving yourself for not knowing what you know now. Sometimes it is simply saying, I am still here, and I will be gentle with myself today. Stop postponing your happiness until you become someone else. The person you are becoming needs the love of the person you are today. You grow more easily when you stop fighting yourself. You move forward with greater strength when your inner voice becomes a friend instead of an enemy. You can have dreams without making your current life feel worthless. You can want more without believing that what you have is not enough. Celebrate the journey while you walk it. Appreciate yourself while you are still learning. Love yourself while you are still changing. The moment you stop waiting for happiness, you begin to notice that life has been offering it to you in small ways all along. A peaceful breath, a kind thought, a new morning, a chance to begin again. Open your heart to the good that is here now. Let today be enough to appreciate, even as you continue to create a better tomorrow. Do not postpone your joy. Do not place your peace in the hands of some future version of your life. Choose to meet yourself with love today. Choose to notice the blessings already around you. And choose to believe that happiness is not somewhere ahead of you. It begins within you. The moment you stop waiting and finally allow yourself to receive it. And perhaps the greatest change begins when you stop asking life, when will you finally make me happy? And begin asking yourself, how can I love this moment a little more? This question returns your power to you. It reminds you that while you cannot control every event, every person, or every outcome, you can choose the attitude you bring to this day. You can choose to look for possibility instead of only limitation. You can choose compassion instead of criticism. You can choose to become a safe and loving place for your own heart. So often, we give away the responsibility for our happiness. We place it in another person's hands and hope they will say the right words, stay forever, understand us completely, or make us feel valuable. But no one can permanently give you what you refuse to give yourself. People can add beauty to your life, and love can be a wonderful gift. But your relationship with yourself is the foundation upon which everything else stands. Begin there. Come home to yourself. When you wake up, do not immediately begin counting everything that is missing. Before the world tells you who you need to be, take a moment to remember who you already are. Place your hand over your heart and quietly remind yourself that you are here. You have survived every day that once felt impossible. You have carried yourself through moments you thought would break you. There is more strength within you than you sometimes remember. You do not have to rush into happiness. You do not have to pretend that you never feel sadness, fear, or uncertainty. Real peace does not come from denying your emotions. It comes from allowing yourself to feel without judging yourself for feeling. If you are sad, you can say, "This is a difficult moment, and I will be kind to myself." If you are afraid, you can say, "I do not know everything yet, but I can take the next step. If you feel lost, you can say, I am still learning my way, and that is all right. There is such freedom in no longer demanding that you have all the answers. Your life is not behind schedule because it does not look like someone else's life. You do not need to compare your beginning to another person's middle. You do not need to punish yourself because someone else appears happier, wealthier, more successful, or more loved. You are seeing only a small part of their journey, while living every complicated detail of your own. Comparison steals your attention from the life that is asking to be lived right in front of you. Look at your own path with fresh eyes. Perhaps there are things you once prayed for that you now take for granted. Perhaps there are doors that have already opened, lessons you have already learned, and blessings you no longer pause to notice. Gratitude does not mean ignoring what you still want. It means recognizing that your life contains goodness, even before everything you desire has arrived. Allow yourself to be happy while you are still becoming. You can enjoy the person you are and still grow. You can celebrate your progress and still have goals. You can say, I am enough, while also saying, I am open to more. These ideas do not oppose each other. In fact, when you stop believing that you must hate your present self in order to improve, change becomes much gentler and more powerful. Many people spend years trying to become worthy of happiness. They work harder, give more, sacrifice more, and constantly push themselves, hoping that one day they will finally earn the right to rest. But your worth is not something you earn through exhaustion. You were not born owing the world a perfect performance. You do not have to prove your right to exist peacefully. Give yourself permission to slow down. There may be moments when you need to stop and simply breathe. There may be days when your greatest accomplishment is caring for yourself instead of abandoning yourself. Rest is not failure. Joy is not laziness. Peace is not a waste of time. The more lovingly you care for your inner world, the more clearly you can hear what truly matters to you. Sometimes we wait to be happy because we are afraid that happiness will make us less ambitious. We believe that if we become content, we will stop striving. But love does not destroy healthy ambition. When you love yourself, you may actually become brave enough to pursue what truly belongs to you. You stop chasing things merely to prove your worth. You begin creating because you are inspired, not because you are desperate to be accepted. Imagine what could change if you stopped chasing happiness and started practicing it. Smile at something small. Listen to music that softens your heart. Step outside and feel the air around you. Call someone who makes you feel connected. Write down one thing you appreciate about yourself. Forgive yourself for a mistake you have carried too long. Let one peaceful moment be completely peaceful, without interrupting it with worry about tomorrow. These are not insignificant things. Your life is made from moments, and the way you treat the small moments becomes the way you experience your whole life. Do not keep telling yourself that you will be happy after the next achievement. Success is wonderful, but it cannot heal every wound you carry inside. You can reach a goal and still feel empty if you have forgotten how to love yourself along the way. You can receive everything you once wanted and still discover that peace was never hidden inside those things. External accomplishments can enhance your life, but they cannot replace the loving relationship you must build with your own mind and heart. So speak to yourself differently. When you make a mistake, do not say, "I have ruined everything." Say, "I am learning." When life does not go according to plan, do not say, "Nothing ever works for me." Say, "Perhaps there is another path I cannot yet see." When you look in the mirror, do not search first for what needs to be fixed. Look at yourself as someone deserving of patience. Your words matter because you hear them. The voice you use inside your mind becomes the atmosphere in which you live. If that voice is constantly harsh, suspicious, and demanding, even beautiful experiences may feel difficult to enjoy. But when you begin filling your inner world with understanding, encouragement, and hope, you create more space for happiness to enter. You are not required to solve your entire life today. You only need to be present enough to live this day with intention. Take one step. Make one loving choice. Release one unnecessary worry. Appreciate one thing that is already here. A happy life is not always built through enormous changes. Often, it is created through thousands of small decisions to return to love instead of fear. And remember, you do not need permission from the world to be happy. You do not need everyone to approve of you. You do not need your past to disappear before you can enjoy your future. Your past may have shaped you, but it does not have to become a prison. You can honor what you have been through without living there forever. Today can be a new beginning, even if nothing outside you has changed. You can decide that this moment matters. You can decide that your heart deserves care. You can stop postponing your life while waiting for a perfect future that no human being can guarantee. The future will come soon enough, and when it does, you will want to meet it as someone who knew how to appreciate the journey. So let happiness be present now. Let it enter through the smallest openings. Welcome it without fear and without guilt. Stop waiting for the perfect time, because your life is happening now, in this breath, in this choice, in this moment. Love yourself where you are. Bless the journey you are on. Trust that good things can still unfold while you appreciate what already exists. You do not have to wait until everything changes to feel grateful, peaceful, and alive. The greatest gift you can give yourself is to stop postponing your joy and finally understand that happiness is not a destination you must someday reach. That is a loving choice you can begin making today. There is no need to wait for life to become completely quiet before you allow yourself to feel peace. Life may never be completely free from uncertainty. There may always be bills to pay, responsibilities to carry, decisions to make, and changes you did not expect. If you make peace dependent upon the absence of problems, you may spend many years waiting. But peace can exist in the middle of an imperfect life. Happiness can sit beside uncertainty. Gratitude can grow even in seasons when you are still waiting for answers. You can begin by changing the way you speak about your life. Notice how often you say, "I have to get through this," as though every day is something standing between you and the life you truly want. What if this day is part of that life? What if the ordinary moments you rush through are not obstacles, but precious pieces of your journey? The breakfast you eat, the conversations you have, the quiet moments when no one is watching. These moments will never come again in exactly the same way. Be here for them. You do not have to make every moment extraordinary. You only have to become present enough to recognize that even an ordinary moment can contain something beautiful. There is beauty in a calm morning. There is beauty in the sound of rain, in a familiar voice, in completing a simple task, in taking care of yourself when you are tired. When you stop demanding that happiness arrive in some dramatic form, you begin to recognize how often it has already been knocking gently at your door. Perhaps you have been waiting for an apology before allowing yourself to move on. Perhaps you are waiting for someone to understand the pain they caused you. Perhaps you are waiting for the past to become different. But your happiness does not have to remain trapped behind another person's choices. You can release the hope that someone else will finally give you the closure you need. You can create peace within yourself. Forgiveness does not always mean saying that what happened was acceptable. It means choosing not to let the pain control every moment that comes after it. It means saying, I cannot change what happened, but I can decide what I will carry forward. You can carry wisdom without carrying bitterness. You can remember the lesson without reliving the wound every day. And perhaps you have been waiting for yourself to become someone you can finally love. You have created conditions for your own acceptance. When I lose the weight, then I will feel beautiful. When I earn more money, then I will feel successful. When I find the right relationship, then I will feel complete. When everyone sees my value, then I will believe in myself. But what if you begin now? What if you look at the person standing here today and say, I am learning to love you. You do not have to force yourself to feel complete confidence overnight. Love can begin with willingness. It can begin with one less cruel thought. It can begin with choosing not to insult yourself. It can begin with giving yourself the same patience you would offer someone you deeply care about. Every time you abandon yourself to gain approval, you teach yourself that other people's opinions are more important than your own well-being. But you were not created to spend your entire life trying to fit perfectly into everyone's expectations. Some people may misunderstand you. Some may not appreciate what you offer. Some may leave despite your best efforts. That is painful, but it does not make you unworthy of love. Do not wait for universal approval before you begin living honestly. There is great happiness in becoming free to be yourself. It may begin quietly. You may start by saying no when you mean no. You may stop explaining every decision. You may allow yourself to change your mind. You may stop pretending to enjoy things that no longer bring you joy. You may finally admit what your heart truly wants. The more honestly you live, the less energy you spend maintaining a life that does not belong to you. Sometimes we are unhappy, not because life has failed us, but because we have become strangers to ourselves. We become so busy meeting demands, following expectations, and worrying about appearances that we stop asking, what do I need? What brings me peace? What feels true to me? Take time to listen. Your inner wisdom may have been speaking softly for a long time. You do not have to understand your entire purpose today. You do not need a perfect plan before you can enjoy being alive. Your purpose can unfold as you live. Sometimes you discover what matters by taking a small step, trying something new, helping someone, creating something, or simply paying attention to what makes your heart feel more awake. Stop waiting to become certain before you begin enjoying the journey. Certainty is not always available, but this moment is. You can love this moment without knowing exactly what next year will look like. You can celebrate a small victory without knowing how the whole story will end. You can trust yourself enough to take the next step. There is also something important about allowing good things into your life. Many people know how to struggle. They know how to work, sacrifice, worry, and prepare for disappointment. But when something beautiful arrives, they become uncomfortable. They question it. They wait for it to disappear. They tell themselves it cannot last. If this is you, gently remind yourself that it is safe to receive joy. You do not have to spoil a beautiful moment by predicting its ending. Let the moment be beautiful while it is here. Let love be love. Let success be success. Let laughter fill the room without wondering how long it will last. The future will take care of itself one day at a time. Your task is not to protect yourself from every possible disappointment. Your task is to be fully alive. Being happy now does not mean becoming careless about the future. It means refusing to